Hey everyone, it's Christine. Welcome back. Today I wanted to do a video talking about my illnesses because it is ITP Awareness Month and September is almost over. I did get a chronic illness or Diary of an Invisible Illness which is a series that I have going on about following me around with my treatments and all of that. So I did get one of those up, but I wanted to film a video about what I've learned from having a chronic illness. Evans syndrome, which is ITP and hemolytic anemia combined. I have chronic ITP. I've had many treatments to try to bring them up. What can happen when your platelets drop too low is that you can bleed to death, and I am an active bleeder. I also have hemophilia, so I do bleed quite a bit. I also have hypogammaglobulinemia, which is a primary immunodeficiency. So I have a dysfunctional immune system, and I'm also missing my antibodies. Normally I only make about 20% of what everyone should be making of my IgG, and currently I have no antibodies because of an infusion that I had to put the ITP in remission. So basically I learned so much over the years. Having an invisible illness or a chronic illness really can teach you a lot. The first thing I learned is that most of my friends were not my friends. I think that if you have a friend who is truly your friend and they're going through something, even if you cannot understand it, you will feel for them, or you try to at least sympathize with them. And once I got sick, I realized very quickly that a lot of people that I considered my friends, considered my best friends, my close friends, or even like siblings, were not who I thought they were. One instance that really pops out to me is when I was getting treatment for the first time. I was very, very ill. It's a cancer drug they give you. It's a very hard thing for the body to handle. I'm sorry if I'm looking weird. I'm filming on my phone today. I don't know why. So that's what's happening and I don't know where to look. I was getting my treatment for the first time, and I had quickly realized that my friends, especially my best friend, was not exactly who I thought they were. So I was about 20 at the time. I was going through Rituxan, which is a very, very hard drug to go through. It makes you very, very sick. Basically was going through Rituxan and I was going to school. The plan was Mondays through Thursdays I would go to school and I would go for my degree, and Friday I would get treatment. This didn't work out for me because between Monday and Thursday my platelets were not holding up and I was having a lot of hemorrhaging and would have to go in for an emergency infusion. I felt very horrible throughout this process. Rituxan made me feel really horrible, so Saturday and Sundays I was completely out of commission and I was trying to rest my body for Monday, and then I wound up going on leave 4 different times from school. It was really hard for me to complete school actually while going through treatments. The thing that was really like, oh hell no, was when my friend complained to me, my best friend at the time complained to me that I was not around enough. I'm sorry, what? I was completely taken aback by this, and I just kind of was like, well, you know, oh, I'm so sorry that you could have visited me in the hospital, because there were plenty of times where I was admitted throughout this process because my platelets were so low. So I was like, you could have visited me, come over to my house. Why did I have to go take multiple buses to you while receiving treatments and feeling the way I felt? Birds and squirrels in my yard making lots of noise. Over the years, I realized, you know, when I would get admitted into the hospital, my friends would not call me. They would not text me. They would not come see me. And the only ones who were really there for me were my mom and my grandparents. So even my family members, like cousins who I was real close to, except for one cousin, I'm gonna shout her out, Samantha. She would call me on the regular. She lived in a different state. She lived 12 hours away, so she was not gonna get to the hospital, you know what I mean? So she's the only cousin who reached out to me, and I'm close to a lot of my cousins, and none of my friends would really reach out to me. Like, they would know, and I would have to actually cancel plans. I'd be like, oh, sorry, I can't go to the movies with you because I got admitted to the hospital. And I'm like, oh, okay, hope you feel better. Like, that's all I would hear from them. I would never hear anything from them. Like, the next day they would be like, how are you feeling? You okay? You know what I mean? So I quickly realized that my friends are not my friends, and I have a lot of stories like that. You know, like one time I had the stomach virus. I think it was 5 times in 1 month. It was in December, and it just kept going around my house, and I kept getting it because my immune system sucks. My best friend at the time and I don't want to say who it is because, like, if they see it they'll get mad at me, but a relative of mine got really mad at me for not hanging out with them. Said it was because I had a boyfriend. They started trouble with me and with other people. Like, they brought other people into it, and it turned to a big thing. Very dramatic. From this, I learned that those people do not need to be in your life, and who cares what they say. Kind of touching on that, I learned that other people's opinions about you shouldn't matter. It sucks so much when somebody isn't understanding, or they think that you are exaggerating, or they tell you how to cure yourself. You just have to tell them, you know, you're not my doctor, and it doesn't matter what you say. Like, their opinions do not matter. And I learned that the only opinions that matter are my doctor's opinions, because they're the one who are helping me. If only you could see what was going on in the tree right now. These squirrels, man. I learned that people will forever offer you a cure. They will always offer you a cure. I can't tell you how many cures I've been offered. You know, whether it is an herb or just taking vitamins, which I take vitamins, and if it were a vitamin deficiency, believe me, I would have been cured a long time ago. People will tell you things like, you need to not eat meat, or you need to eat meat, or you need to become a vegetarian, you need to become vegan, you need to cut out dairy, you need to eat a lot of fish, don't eat cheese. Like, I've been told a million things. And my diet has nothing to do with my illness, just to let you know. I've been on a million diets. I've been so many different things. I've dieted in so many different ways. Nothing has ever increased my platelets or decreased my platelets. Nothing has ever helped my immune system or hurt my immune system when it comes to my diet. Generally, I do eat a lot of, like, fruits and vegetables. I'm a big fruits and vegetables type of person. So it's really not my diet, but people will forever tell you that it's your diet, and they will forever tell you to take vitamins, which I do. I have a vitamin D deficiency, so I just take a multivitamin. I also learned that positivity has absolutely nothing to do with ITP. This is dramatic sounding, but I've learned that I am not afraid to die. I've kind of accepted that there is a higher probability that I won't live to be 90 years old. I mean, I might, and that would be cool, but I might not, and that's perfectly okay with me as well. I might not live to be 80 or 70. I am grateful for the time that I have right now, and I am grateful for the people that I do have in my life. I just learned that I'm not afraid, you know, like, when it happens, it happens. Hopefully not for a really long time, but I'm not really afraid of it happening. I did learn that bleeding stresses me out quite a bit, though, because I don't want to trigger my platelets to drop. I just don't want that to happen. And when I start to hemorrhage quite a bit, that does stress me out. I learned that I am a lot stronger than I ever thought that I was. I have to say, been through some shit, and I am impressed with what I've gone through and how I handled most of it. Sometimes I think back and I'm like, wow, Christine, you were kind of a baby during that one treatment. But then I'll really think about it. I'm like, that one treatment was hella hard. You were not a baby. In fact, my last treatment, which was an IVIG infusion, not for my platelets, but for my antibodies, my last IVIG infusion, I had a really bad reaction, and the nurse told me, "You're so calm." I learned that I have a really high pain tolerance, which is not necessarily a good thing because I don't really know when things are as bad as they are. They can be really bad and I'm just like, yeah, the pain's like a 4. And they're like, well, it should be a lot higher than a 4. This is not good, you know? And so I will like push things to the side. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And really it's terrible. I learned that I have a really good support system, and even though I don't have a ton of people who are constantly supporting me, I do have a core amount of people who are constantly there for me. And those people I would say are my mom, my husband, my mother-in-law, my grandmother, and my grandfather who has passed away, but he was always there for me. And then my cousin Samantha, no matter what we go through, because Samantha and I have had falling outs, but whenever I am sick, she is there for me 100%. People, I have more people than some other people have, and I'm very fortunate to have those people in my life. I learned that just because one person may be suffering a little bit more than you, or you may be suffering a little bit more than somebody else, doesn't mean you should ever be insensitive towards someone else's pain. I think this is important to note. People kind of tear other people down. So there's something called refractory ITP where it doesn't go into remission. I've seen some people say, well, it's really not that bad, or why are you wishing for a cure? There's worse things out there. Like, things that are very insensitive and not very kind. I also saw somebody post on a support group about how their friends who have anemia should not complain to her about being tired, and they can go eat some broccoli and get over it. And I was like, anemia can make you feel pretty crappy. So I was just like, my gosh, it's kind of rude. And I learned to be more understanding towards people. Hopefully, I hope that everyone will get there at one point, but I think it's important to be more understanding towards people, even if you feel like there are worse illnesses out there. That doesn't mean that the person is suffering any less. And everyone handles things differently. So it's important to be kind to each other, to respect each other. And even if you can't understand what the person is saying, it is important to be a good human. I learned that having a chronic illness and being on the internet can be really hard sometimes, but it can be really great because you can help other people and other people can help you. There's great support systems out there that go beyond your family, because you know, it's a little bit hard to talk to somebody who has absolutely no idea what you're going through, or maybe you need some advice and you really want to talk to somebody who's gone through it. It is so nice to find that support system elsewhere, and find people who kind of understand what you're going through, who can kind of give you their opinion on treatments if you have a question, or who you could say, hey, this happened to me and the doctor said this isn't normal. Has this ever happened to you? Like, that's really helpful. That there is a lot of great places on the internet that you can find that. Since I've been more vocal about my illness on the internet, I have talked to at least one person a week that has ITP or Evans syndrome or something similar, or even like hypogammaglobulinemia. Like, I just think it's so amazing to reach out to all these people to reach out to me. So I learned that you're not alone, and there are other people out there who are going through what you're going through and are willing to take the time out and answer your questions and be there for you and support you through your journey. And I think that is amazing, and I wanted to end on a positive note. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I also want to end this video on advocating for anyone who is able to donate blood. Please do so. Blood products have saved my life. Blood byproducts have saved my life. I get IVIG, which is antibodies, and then I get Rituxan, which is an antibody therapy, and those things have just saved my life. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those infusions. So if you donate blood and blood products, platelets, antibodies, whatnot, you are the real MVP, and I love you. So if you can donate blood, I think it's a great thing to do. I wish I could donate blood. Obviously, nobody needs my blood, but if I could donate blood, I would donate blood in a heartbeat. I think everyone should, and I just wanted to throw that in here because I think it's important. Hey, I'm in like decked out in all red today too, so that's fitting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you're not part of the gold team already, I would love to have you here, and you can do so by clicking the icon to the right of me. I promise you it's fun. We have a good time here, and if you're just wanting to watch more paranormal content, I have a few videos linked down below for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed and have a spectacular day.